Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. This question today came from one of my students on my Flatback Effects channel. It's a question that I get quite a lot, but it's around how do you make money as a creative? Or in specifically his case, he was asking, how do I make money as a video editor? So I'm going to share with you my story about how I got started, the things that I did, and also some of the best places that you can go to get work. Now this applies, you don't have to be a video editor. This applies to anyone in the creative field, whether you're a photographer, videographer, copywriter, anything like that. You can use these same methods to go out and get work as a freelance creative in that space. Now, if you're new to this channel, I'm Ross, and this is the place where I teach creatives how to basically build online communities, make digital products, and earn passive income online. So if you want to learn how I built my online business and how you can do the same, then make sure that you're subscribed. Now, the way that I managed to get freelance work at that time when I was starting out was I used a simple method of offering value, or as much value as I could, to potential clients. Now, the way that I did this was I simply just, because I didn't have the name at that time, I simply just contacted various businesses, local businesses, and these didn't have to be very large businesses. They were just small businesses. I contacted them and said, look, I can produce a video for you that's like, say, a minute-long video, them introducing themselves, talking about their business, and I can edit it for you and upload it online. Now, I offered that service for free. And the reason for this was when I finished the video, if I did a good job, which I knew that my skills were good enough to do a good job, I could basically leverage that to the next client. So when I went to the next business, I would use their brand name to essentially build or get that next job and then build my business or my freelance work from there. Now, what you're doing is you're not only using that as leverage to basically, make more money as you go along, but you're building your name and your brand at the same time. Now, for a lot of businesses, it boils down to the simple thing. If you're basically don't have any show reel, or you haven't worked with any brands and you're trying to get brands to work with you, then they need to really see the value that you're going to offer them before they're going to pay you any money. Now, the value is what's really important here, because if you can offer value to a business, being that you can make a video or take photos for them and they're going to see how that's going to add value to their business, then they're more likely to offer you paid work after. And even if they don't, you can use that as your portfolio or your show reel to go to the next client and say, look, this is what I've done for this previous client. If you want this, it's going to cost you X amount to do that. Now, you might think, I don't want to do all this work for free. But the reality is now, with a lot of creative spaces, especially the space that I'm in, it's very, very competitive. There's a lot of people offering services online. You can't lead with a price if you don't have the value to back that up. Once you've built that relationship and you can show that you can add value to that business, then they're more likely going to offer you a paid job. The thing is, with all of these clients, all the big clients that I've worked with over the years, once you build that rapport with them, if you keep delivering on the value, you have to deliver on the job, but if you keep delivering, they don't shop around. Essentially, they'll just stay with the people that they like, and that they're familiar with. If you keep delivering on those promises, then you can start to charge more and more for what you do. But if you're starting out, this is one of the best ways that I recommend starting. Now, for me and my channel, I get maybe 10 emails a week from various video editors saying, I can edit your videos on YouTube. Now, I might not be looking for a video editor, but there are going to be tens of thousands of YouTube channels out there where editing is not their main skill, and they're looking for people that can do that for them. So if you're contacting these people, always lead with the value first. I find that all the top ones, the ones that basically, the good editors out there, always lead with the value. They always say to me first, I will edit one of your videos so you can see what I can offer. So by doing that, I'm seeing the value they can bring to my business, and then you can basically they can put a price on the value that they're going to offer. And this gets into the other side of it. How do you actually charge, or what do you charge for what you do? The thing you have to remember is that editing a video or taking a photo for someone is going to be, you need to price it based on the value that you're offering to them, or what's it worth to them. And that's the difference. For one brand, if you're going to design a logo and you charge them $500 for a small business, well, you're not going to charge Nike $500 to design a logo. And that's because for Nike, the value in redoing their logo is worth so much more. It's a lot higher. So it needs to be priced accordingly. Now, we can talk about pricing in a later video, which I intend to go into that. But just focus on adding the value first and building that word of mouth, because word of mouth is going to be where most of your business is going to come from. Now, maybe you're not as interested in the freelance side of things and you want to know how to launch digital products. Well, you can check out my free mini course. There's a link down in the description below. And when you watch that, it basically walks you through the entire process from start to finish of how you concept, design, create your first digital product, and then launch it online. I am working on a full series, which I'm going to be uploading hopefully by the end of March. And that's going to walk you through in even more detail. But if you want to get a head start on that, then definitely check out that link in the description below. Now, if you don't want to contact people on YouTube, then you can also go to some various marketplaces. Here in Australia, we have something called Seek, which is basically like a job application website. You can see all the different brands and businesses that are offering jobs. I'm sure there's some in, like a similar sort of website in your local country. There's also websites like Fiverr and Upwork. If you're starting out, this may be a really good place to go. Another great website is twine.net. Now, this is for people who are at a higher skill level, but that is a service that I have used in the past, and I've also offered my services on their platform in the past as well. I'm not associated or affiliated with any of these websites, but you can check them out for yourself. But as I mentioned, think about the field that you're in. If you're a video editor, then go straight to the source. YouTube, there's hundreds and thousands, millions of videos being uploaded on YouTube all the time. So you go straight to YouTubers and ask them if you can edit some of their videos, show them the sort of value that you can bring to the table, and then you can start negotiating a price from there. Now, again, if you're emailing YouTubers, for instance, always lead with the value first. Try to avoid discounting your services in the early days. Offer them something for free. If you're offering them, say, 50% off your services, it devalues your services right from the get-go. Whereas versus if you're offering them something for free as a taste, of what you can do, or showing them as a sample of what you can do, it comes across a lot better, like you're not completely devaluing your skill set. You're saying to them, look, this is what I can do for you. And if you like that, this is what I charge. And again, every job should be moving you further and further up the ladder. So if you're looking at, say, a YouTuber who only has a few hundred subscribers in the early days, then look at someone who's got a few thousand, then tens of thousands into the hundreds of thousands, and keep leveraging that last job, because you're only as good as your last job. Use that as a stepping stone to that next job. And just remember, if you do a good job for a client and they can see that value, they will come back. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you've picked up a few tips and tricks or strategies that you can implement. If you want to know more about this process, then pop a comment down in the comment section below and we can start a bit of a discussion, or feel free to email me with any questions you have and I can answer them. Just remember, this is a process. This is not something, there's no shortcuts to any of this stuff. All of these things that I teach on this channel, this included, is a process. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You need to, take each step as it comes. The competition out there is really fierce. So just keep that in mind. Always try to move up that ladder with each job, but just remember, it's going to be hard. You're going to have times where you feel like you're just pedaling on the spot. That's part of the process. But for each of those 1 out of those 10 jobs, that's going to launch you to get that next 10 jobs and so forth. You just keep moving along. That's it for this video. Hit the thumbs up button if you love this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.